Welcome everyone, I'm Roz Lewy, and you are invited now into Barbara Danenberg's favorite place in the world, into her studio. Barbara, tell me about this place.
Well, as Roz just said, this is my most favorite place in the whole world. I paint here. I was fortunate enough to be able to build a studio when we were building the house, and this is where I spend a great deal of my time. I have it set up so that at any given moment I am ready to go. I can paint anytime I want.
And you told me that you've been painting, you've loved art and you've been painting since you were a young child.
That's true.
Right.
That's
and you spent many years teaching in a community college in Rockland County, New York.
Right.
And now you're in your most favorite phase, which is oil painting.
Yeah, oh, I always did oil painting. That was the only painting, that's the one. Now I paint portraits, but I paint everything else also, as you'll be able to see on the wall. I do a lot of still lifes and landscapes, but portraits, as I think I told you before, Roz, when I started, the teacher I had said to me that portrait painting is the purest and most difficult form of art there is, and it truly is. You can't learn portrait painting in a year or two. It takes years and years of hard work, and that's exactly what I have been doing. And I've grown in it, and I just love it. I love the challenge.
You're right, you're a student for life.
That's right.
And these two pictures above us here are going to be in the Art Expo. And I'd love you to tell us a little of the backstory, perhaps, of these two magnificent portraits.
Okay, well, this one, it's Shirley and Irv Hahn, who live here in BallenIsles. It's their granddaughter, and she showed me a picture of her, and I said, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. I have to do a painting of it, which I did.
Yes, and you've definitely captured her. It's fabulous, really fabulous.
Thank you. This one, I liked the pose. It was in a magazine. It wasn't a painting, wasn't anything, and I just liked the pose so much. I decided I would make up my own painting using that pose, which I did. It's not quite finished yet, though, because when I first started it, I had the pose slightly different, and I had put in some shadows. Then when I changed it, the dark paint kept leading through on what is our right side of her face. So I stuck it up on the wall so that I wouldn't be tempted to touch it until it thoroughly dries. And then I will, otherwise it's pretty much complete.
Wonderful, wonderful. And this painting, which is in process or progress behind you.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
This is actually the person who does my nails. That's her son.
Oh my!
That's her son.
What a lucky nail person!
It's a husband and wife, so it's both their son. It's whoever does it. And I thought he was so cute. So I just started the painting, though it's a real beginning.
But it's nice to see that. And tell me again about these paints that you were telling me stay in the freezer.
These stay in the freezer, and I lay out my palette. They are in the freezer at all times when I'm not using them. So because they're oil paint, they don't freeze. So as soon as I take them out, they're ready to go.
Fabulous.
So that's my palette.
As a non-artist, let me be very careful. And who is this handsome gentleman here?
This handsome gentleman is my handsome husband. And actually, I did that painting many years ago. I would say it's, maybe 6, 8 years old. I'm not quite sure, but I know his face so well. I am so familiar with every expression, every line. I did the painting, I think, in less than 3 weeks. I did it so fast
wonderful.
because I just know him.
And you told me that when you're in this studio, you are so focused.
Time
disappears.
It truly does. To me, as I said to you, painting is a form of meditation. It is. I am totally focused on what I'm doing. I don't hear, I don't see anything except what is right in front of me, what I am working on. And when the weather is cool, I open up the doors in my painting studio, and it gets dark out. I don't realize. The temperature drops down to 60. I'm not aware of it.
Fabulous.
I don't eat. I don't drink. And then suddenly when I stopped, I said, oh my gosh, I have to run. I have to go. I'm cold. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty.
But you did also tell me that it's the kind of an exercise that you are forever a student of.
Always. I am always learning. And I say, you know, I'm so fortunate. I'm so lucky that I have this, because it keeps my brain going too.
Wonderful.
Because, you know, now I see things differently. You're constantly seeing differently.
Yeah, I'm sure, and with maturity too, the perspective is just easy.
Well, I would assume that has
yeah,
something
I'm
to
sure.
do with it, but my eye is so trained, and then when I think I really have it, I realize, no, it's not good. I have to do more.
Well, this is a very interesting piece.
Yes, he was a model for our painting classes. Several of the paintings around here are live models. And I go to a painting class because I want a live model. And he is one of them. This was not an easy painting to do, because the way the light and the colors and his hair and his beard, but I had a tremendous amount of fun.
It's so very realistic. And when I look at this wonderful wall and I see your still lifes, is there a preference? Do you have a feeling? Are you drawn more to faces these days, or is this sort of a relief when you do?
That's right. The still lifes are my relaxation. There's one in the corner up there that I did in a workshop. We were in Vermont this summer, and at the Southern Vermont Arts Center they give workshops. So I took a workshop there. I did that painting in a day and a half, and 1.5 days, which were wonderful. I mean, to me, because I can see now, I paint much faster.
Right, and I see on this wall that you have some wonderful awards.
Yes, I have.
A very accomplished painter in your own right, and it says on one of these, a love of faces. So that really does capture, I think, probably what is the essence of where you are right now.
Yes,
for sure.
And I can remember when I started doing portraits and faces, I would look at some of the portrait painters here at BallenIsles who I know, and I say, how did you do that? How do you get that? And now I realize you have to work. It's work, 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 and that's what it is.
But that's wonderful. And how many members of your family have you painted, would you say?
Oh, I just shipped to my older daughter. She and her 2 sons, I shipped paintings of them to her. They've been hanging in my house, but I figured it's time for her to have them. And I only have 1 granddaughter. I have 3 grandsons, but only 1 granddaughter. So she's all over the place, and she's a baby. Her mother, my daughter, has several of them.
Wonderful.
This is Molly, when she was about 4, and then I have them. They're all over the house.
So wonderful. Yeah. What treasures that you share.
There's more of her back there, and they're just all over.
Well, it is a joy and a gift to us to be able to share these few minutes with you in your studio, and we will look forward to the Art Expo and more of Barbara Danenberg.
Thank you, and
Thank you.
It's been a joy to meet you too.
Thank you.